All right. So have you ever just, sat back and like pictured that perfect life?
Yeah.
The one with the dream job, the amazing relationships, maybe a private island, who knows?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think everyone's done that at some point.
Right. Well, today we're going to kind of dive into this whole world of manifestation,
Okay.
this idea that thoughts can become things, right?
Right.
And the book that we're going to be looking at today that's called Manifestation Mastery.
Okay.
It's called 365 Days to Rewrite Your Reality. So a whole year of
Wow.
manifestation.
A whole
And
year.
it's like a roadmap, right? To supposedly get to that ideal life.
Very cool. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, yeah, me too. So I'm curious, what are some of the techniques that this book talks about? Because, I know I've messed around with visualization before, but I'm not sure I fully get it. Like, how does it actually work?
Yeah, so, visualization is actually more than just, daydreaming or wishful thinking. It actually kind of taps into something in our brains, the mirror neuron system.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever heard of that?
I have, but I definitely need a refresher.
Yeah, so basically these neurons fire both when we do something, but also when we see somebody else doing that thing or even imagine it.
Hmm.
So when we visualize ourselves doing something we want, hitting our goals or whatever, our brain's like, okay, well, we've done this before. This is familiar.
Oh, so our brain, it can't tell the difference between what's real and what we just, like, strongly imagine.
Exact.
Wow, that is mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's really cool. And the book, it doesn't just stop there. It goes into a bunch of other stuff, like affirmations, which
Right?
are about kind of rewiring those beliefs, right? So
Yeah.
by repeating positive statements, we can kind of influence our subconscious minds. It's like updating the software running in the background.
Oh, okay. That's actually, um, that makes me think, how much control do we really have over that?
Yeah.
That subconscious part. Is it really that easy to change?
That's a great question. And, that's where the book kind of gets into uh, this blend of like, what's scientific and what's a little more on that spiritual side of manifestation.
Okay.
It talks about energy, power of belief, even stuff like aligning your vibrations with the universe,
Mhm.
which, that can sound a little out there for some people.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, like, I can see how some of that does make sense, though, right? Like with the placebo effect. Like, if you believe something strongly enough,
Yeah.
it can actually like have real results.
Exactly. Like if you truly think you're going to totally crush a presentation, that confidence can help you do better.
For sure. So this book is saying we can manifest things outside of ourselves just using our thoughts and intention.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea.
Hmm. Interesting. Where's the proof?
Yeah, and that's where the science, gets a little fuzzy. It's
Okay.
more, I guess, dipping its toes into the belief system pool.
Okay. And, it's funny because, I mean, this book is all about manifestation, but it seems like a lot of it comes down to our mindset,
Yeah.
right? Like shifting our beliefs, especially those negative ones, those limiting beliefs.
Oh, absolutely.
Why? Why is that so important in all this?
Well, so while the jury might still be out on those universal forces, the impact of, what we believe on what actually happens is pretty clear.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. If we constantly tell ourselves we can't do something, that we're not good enough, that we don't deserve it, those thoughts can really become self-fulfilling
Yeah,
prophecies.
it's like we're setting ourselves up to fail.
Yeah, yeah. It's like subconsciously sabotaging
And then
ourselves.
we get stuck in that cycle.
Exactly. And that's where some of the tools from, like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, come in handy.
Okay.
It has techniques for recognizing and challenging those negative thought patterns.
Can you give an example?
Yeah, for sure. So there's this one technique called reframing, which encourages you to look at things from a different angle. Okay.
So, for example, instead of thinking, I'll never get that promotion,
Mm.
you might reframe it to, okay, I may not get this specific promotion, but this experience is helping me grow and it's getting me closer to where I want to be.
I love that. It's like shifting from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, even when things, don't go exactly how we pictured them.
Absolutely.
Have you ever used that technique?
Oh, yeah, all the time. I find reframing super helpful, especially when I'm dealing with setbacks. It helps me stay focused on the bigger picture and stay positive.
Which is super important. I mean, this book is all about that.
Exactly. You got to believe to achieve, right?
Right. Okay, so let's get to the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
The book is full of all these daily practices,
Yeah.
guided meditations, prompts, things like that.
Right.
What are some like specific examples? So one that I like is there's a visualization exercise where you spend a few minutes every day just really imagining yourself living your ideal day. You engage all your senses, like what do you see, what do you hear, what do you feel,
Oh,
what
wow.
can you smell?
That's cool.
It's about really immersing yourself in that reality that you want to create. And the book also talks about, gratitude practices, like keeping a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. It helps you, shift your attention to the positive.
I've tried gratitude journaling before, and I always started out so strong,
Yeah.
and then life gets in the way and I forget and.
I get it. It's easy to lose that momentum.
But hearing you describe it now, I'm like, oh, it's so simple. Like it's a small thing,
Yeah,
but it could be really powerful.
it really can be. And I think that's something our listeners could try, incorporate just one practice from this book into their daily routine.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Try it out.
Yeah, see how it feels.
See if it works for you.
Totally.
So, we've talked a lot about this book, Manifestation Mastery,
Yeah.
and I'm sure everyone's wondering, does manifestation actually work like the book says it does? Or is it really more about setting goals, staying positive, and, putting in the effort?
Right.
What do you think?
It's probably a bit of both.
Yeah.
The techniques in this book, they can be super helpful for self-improvement, like figuring out what we really want, building our confidence, getting rid of those limiting beliefs. But I think it's important to be realistic too.
Totally. No magic wands here, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not about expecting miracles overnight, but it's about being open to positive change while also doing the work.
Yeah, totally. So to all our listeners out there, I'm curious, if you could manifest one thing to make your life better right now, what would it be? And more importantly, what steps can you take to get there, even if the universe, isn't quite on board yet?
That's a great question. I'm curious to hear their answer.
Me too. Let us know. Maybe we'll even feature your answers in our next deep dive.
That's a great idea.
Thanks so much for listening. And until next time, keep manifesting.
Yeah, keep
Yeah.
manifesting those dreams.